Russian Kinzhal missile manages to sneak through the American aircraft carrier's defense system. In that case, it can seriously damage and disable the operations of this billion-dollar floating airport, hence the name Carrier Killer. But what is a hypersonic missile? A hypersonic missile is any projectile that travels at 5 to 25 times the speed of sound, which is Mach 5 and above. These missiles are extremely fast and much harder for surface-to-air missile defense systems like the Patriot missile to target. They can also travel in a zigzag or random paths to confuse radar tracking. There are many kinds of hypersonic missiles, such as the American air-breathing Scramjet missile, which is still under testing. However, it has an astronomical cost of $15 million or more for one missile. On the other hand, the Kinzhal costs around $4 to $5 million. However, this is not a suitable comparison since the American missile can reach speeds of around Mach 15 to 18. Comparing this to a person will help you understand its size, and it is really huge. Let's look at its cross-section. This is what we believe it might look like, so take this animation with a grain of salt. Starting from the bottom, there is the ejection pod. The second part consists of steerable fins attached to jet vanes. The third part of the missile is the rocket motor. This is the guidance section of the missile. And the last part is the warhead section or nuclear weapon, which weighs around 500 kilograms, translating to approximately 1,100 pounds. All this engineering propels the missile to an astonishing terminal speed of Mach 12, which is around 14,700 kilometers per hour or 9,207 miles per hour, with a range of 2,000 kilometers or 1,242 miles. The Tu-95 weapon system can carry a total of 8 Kh-101 missiles under 4 double missile pylons, in addition to 6 Kh-55 missiles in the internal rotary missile launcher. The Kh-101 is a long-range standoff weapon. It is carried and launched by this bomber aircraft, which is larger and heavier than the Kh-55, but retains a similar design with a drop-down engine. Externally, it has some similarities with the US AGM-158 air-launched cruise missile, though the Russian missile has a significantly longer range. This missile is armed with a conventional or tactical nuclear warhead and has a range of 3,000 kilometers, depending on the version. While the missile weighs between 2,200 to 2,400 kilograms and can carry a 400 to 450 kilogram warhead. As the name suggests, nuclear bombers are aircraft designed to deliver nuclear weapons. Let's take a look at how they might work. The three planes can work together as nuclear and attack aircraft. In Stage 1, the Tu-22M can sweep in and target enemies using Kh-22 or 32 long-range supersonic anti-shipping cruise missiles, or the Kinzhal, specifically designed to engage U.S. Navy supercarriers. Meanwhile, the Tupolev Tu-95 can be positioned as a command and control center, while also striking less defended infrastructures like the usual communication towers. This slows down the enemy response in the battlefield. Finally, the Tu-160 Blackjack, also known as the White Swan, would launch cruise missiles once in range. These missiles would travel low and slow under enemy radar to reach their targets. This tactic is typical for all bombers in a nuclear war scenario. The Tu-160 can open its weapon bay doors and release nuclear cruise missiles one after another. These cruise missiles deploy their wings when dropped, and it can fly towards their targets, creating a nuclear explosion upon impact. However, the aftermath of such an attack can cause a nuclear fallout. When a nuclear weapon detonates, dust mixed with radioactive fission products are drawn into the detonation's radius, even spreading towards the attacker's own country and people. This nuclear dust can spread all through Europe, Russia, China, and even the rest of Asia if this happens to explode mid-air. This creates a situation where nobody wins, as it affects a lot of people, including those who initiated the attack. We make original videos from scratch, so please do subscribe and hit the notification